I'd like to welcome everybody to Podcasters Unmasked, and I am Brent Griffith of the Broken Token Classic Gaming Podcast, and this is...
Yeah, my name is Whitney. I am the other co-host of the Broken Token Podcast. Brent and I have been podcasting for, Brent, a little over 8 years now? And,
yes.
Yep, together. Just crossed over 101 episodes. We are basically a family-friendly, classic gaming, arcade, and pinball podcast. But
until now.
What's that?
Until now. Because
exactly.
On Saturday night,
that's true.
Usually no holds or bars.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But and we've got a lot of pop culture and just good talk kind of intertwined. But anyway, that's the show. So.
And we have a special guest with us.
We
Mr.
do.
Hello. Yes, I'm David Corrigan. I'm
have not been on the show for a long time for a good reason.
Yes, I was banned for a while.
You may still very well be, but it is your show. So
So I've organized the show along with my wife Julia. So hope you've had a good time. If not, go talk to Julia. She's
and for the folks in the audience that are still standing and haven't decided whether they're going to stay or leave because they were promised free stuff.
Yeah. And we have no free stuff to give you.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, maybe some life advice and some supportive.
Yeah.
If you want I don't want advice from the
if you want to talk to a table full of grizzled gamers with bad backs, then you have come to the right session.
Yes,
guaranteed.
You are.
So I actually might have some free stuff if you hang out because, I have swag from the show. So it's just up to you.
Right on.
Oh, my God. This better not be a bait and switch because now I'm invested.
I mean, now you have to stay.
So I got to ask the important question. Whitney and I actually haven't, because of life, we haven't gotten to see each other face to face in quite a while. This is the first time we've been together in several months.
A couple of months.
So I've got to. Dave, you're probably interested in this as well. Have you made a decision about my hair and the change that I've made in my life? They're out.
And they're out. You lost them at hair. Thank you, Brent.
For those that, if you're listeners to the show, and you see me if you see me on Facebook,
there's no listeners to the show.
Yeah,
who are we fooling? Come on,
I usually have really short hair, much shorter than Dave's.
Oh, that's so
funny.
funny.
I was just like, whatever. And Whitney, when you first saw me, yesterday?
Yeah, I had to give you like 3 once-overs, and then I decided that's pretty majestic. I like that.
So nobody recognized you. I didn't recognize you. None of the other people who normally see you recognized you at the show.
I grew out my hair, and I grew a goatee. So good friends that have seen me, maybe not within the last 6 months, they were double and triple taking. They couldn't figure out if it was like, I recognize the voice. I don't recognize the head, though.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a good look. Stick with it. I think it'll serve you.
I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I'd roll with it.
You're committed at this point.
Yeah. So the only thing that you're really lacking right now is number 1, an entourage. Number 2, a fan that blows on you at all times.
So it's like wafting in the wind.
Yeah. And
who in the entourage carries a boombox? Does that still happen?
Somewhere it does. Okay. Yes.
And I don't want an iPhone or something. Just held up in the air.
The only other thing you're missing is the stand-in for the David Coverdale video.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, we've lost another listener. I don't blame you. Run fast.
There's pinball machines in the other room. It's okay.
There's way more interesting.
Yeah, there's way more. They're like, I thought I was going into the board gaming room. What are these 3 jokers talking about? So, are you a listener to the show?
You are really. So, how long have you been listening? Out of curiosity.
I started listening to y'all probably after the first time I did this convention.
Oh, did you?
You were at the bar. You gave me a free Broken Token keychain.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
right
I had swag.
Yeah.
He's expecting something else because
we may end up putting him on a mic.
We may. Yeah. We brought no swag this time. I certainly apologize. We were running strong to get here, but good deal. So you have been listening for quite a while then.
So is that long enough, Whitney, for us to have to apologize?
Oh, yes, we do apologize. Hopefully it's been worth your time.
So he's gotten through like 2 episodes, basically.
Yeah, 2 to 3 episodes.
yeah, our episodes are epic.
Yes.
And they're starting to grow back,
Yes.
which is fine by me.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
definitely.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just kind of curious. So, honest feedback time. What do you think about the show? What do you like? What do you?
We're gonna have to put this gentleman on a mic.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I'm
we're
just-
gonna have to dictate it back so that listeners because when we run this on the show,
Yeah. Well, I'm just kind of curious. Feedback. What's been your favorite parts, or what have you gotten the most value of out of the show, and just anything that you might want to see change.
Well, I mean, it really depends on the show that I bought my first machine.
Oh, nice.
so
Okay.
our show is why you bought your first
Yeah.
pinball
I
machine.
bought my first one, so it kind of got me into the hobby.
Yeah.
I haven't bought anything that outside of Neo machine, but
Voice.
Oh yeah, still a solid choice.
Still-
Absolutely.
What was
Still
the
a
first
solid
pinball machine?
it's a Mach.
Oh, I like
Oh
Monohard.
wow, very nice, very nice. Do you still have it?
I do not. I sold it off.
Oh, okay. Did you get anything to replace it? No. Okay. Are you planning on getting anything to replace it?
Maybe.
That little piece of technology you said there is absolutely safe. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Might get stunned.
Pay no attention to it.
Yeah,
Just
it-
don't make any sudden movements.
Yeah, it emits no 5G. We think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've moved into more of the modding scene of the consoles at this point.
Oh, cool.
You went
Yeah.
the wrong direction, but that's okay.
You went-
Sorry.
So have you listened to recent episodes? This is like the opposite interview. This is
Yeah,
like-
yes, it is.
So yeah, for listeners, we're just going to interview this gentleman in the audience here. This is great. We got to keep repeating though. So because later when I have to edit this, it makes it easier. I don't have to boost as much. It's very selfish of me. So you went into modding consoles.
Yes.
Like what are you focusing on? Which consoles?
Right now it's the Dreamcast.
yes.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. So
The
have
Dreamcast.
you installed like an ODE on it or anything like that?
Yeah, EMU. Yeah, I've installed that on mine.
So the GDEMU.
Yeah, GDU.
Yes. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, I actually had an old version 2 Dreamcast back from 2000.
Okay.
But I learned that could only be installed on version 1, so I went out and grabbed one of those. as well.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Do you have? Do you collect physical games as well, or
Not as much as I used to now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's more digital at the.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Gotcha. Any other consoles that you're modding or that you've worked on out of curiosity?
Nothing right now. Probably my next one will probably be an old PlayStation.
Okay.
I'll probably do the same thing with it. Put an SD card inside of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Just trying to basically keep them alive for my son.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
no.
cool.
That's
So
awesome.
is he now? How old is your son?
He's not.
Is he interested in?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's
He
Okay.
loves those
great.
games.
Yeah. No. That's awesome.
Don't blow it. Don't blow
Don't-
it.
So let me ask you this: do you have a Vectrex by any chance?
I do not.
Okay. Have you ever considered getting one?
No.
You need to.
Okay.
Yeah, put that on the list. That would be a great console. It's nice and small. It's portable, but it's
But it costs a whole lot of money.
well, yeah. Anymore it does.
Yeah, it
But
does.
you know something, it is worth it.
If you
though.
haven't figured
I think
this,
it's worth it.
Yeah.
Does your name happen to also be Brent? Because he's good about spending individuals named Brent's
He's
money.
an enabler. I mean, we talk
He's-
all the
yes,
time, and
yes.
he's always like, "Yeah, buy this, buy this. Here's a link to a Kickstarter." Blah blah blah.
After so many years, I've become immune to it. In reality,
Yeah.
Dave, however,
No, I'm totally in.
has
I
not.
mean,
Yeah.
it's-
Oh, Dave's all in. Dave's
Yeah.
all in.
I mean, I do think that I have very discerning taste because
Well, I'm
I
not
do-
saying that you
Yes.
don't.
Yeah, it's
No,
it's
that's
just
not
it's
right.
it's just the frequency and the volume. I think
Yeah,
is
it's
what
the-
it
yeah.
is. Yeah,
It is.
It's worse than Amazon showing up.
I know.
Did you ever get? Because you had a. Did you had a Dreamcast from offshore that had a different power supply? in
Yes,
it?
I have not swapped
You
that
have
out
not
yet,
had the
but
opportunity to get that
it's all
running?
just sitting in the box ready to go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that though for sure. Dreamcast rock. I mean, it's a great console.
And I've said it on the show. If you catch all of them, you've probably heard this. That it's the only retro modern console that I still have. I do have a Jaguar, I guess if that counts.
Oh yeah, it
That's
does.
sort of.
Who wants to play it? I mean, that's really.
Well, that's the bigger question, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah, the Dreamcast is great. I mean, there was a fantastic library. I bought tons of Dreamcast games back in the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't go wrong there.
No. I mean, it's a solid console. The games are great. I mean, you you just say Crazy Taxi, and that's all you have to say. You know, it's fantastic. But yet you were talking about the Jaguar. I swear, I think like the only good Jaguar game is Doom, and I don't even think that it's even really
that good.
I don't even think it's really that good
It's
of
a
a
good
port.
version of Doom.
You think so?
It's a good version of Doom.
Okay.
Wolfenstein is good too.
Okay.
I ended up with that. It was literally a yard sale find.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had it for years. And recently, I was kind of shocked to see that you were talking about this on the collecting panel we were on earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked to see what they were going for.
Oh, I know they've gotten expensive.
Is it a rarity thing? Is it what drove it?
Yeah, it's very low production. I mean, it just wasn't successful. So I think just people that missed out on it, it's kind of become a cool thing, and low production.
Yeah,
it's going to drive it up.
Yeah.
In this market.
Yeah, and believe it or not, there's homebrews for it too.
I have no emotional.
Yeah.
I have no emotional attachment to it, so it may have to go out the door.
Yeah, Atari Age has got all kinds of money from me for homebrews for the Jaguar.
Oh, do they?
Totally.
So what do you think about an extra console, Dave?
You have a Jaguar to sell me?
I could very well. So Dave will he'll make a visit to my hometown, and occasionally he'll stop by the house, and I'll do everything I can to make him take as much stuff as I have with him.
Oh God, I put a monitor in. I had to reload my van because you sold me another monitor.
You buy a monitor.
You priced it at like, I don't know, $50 for this working great monitor, and I'm like, okay, now I have to put it in the van. And I had to reload the whole van, and I got this monitor,
all
and I
around,
got the
all around
Battlezone,
one
and I got this other stuff, and yeah. It's great.
It wasn't intentional, but after the fact, it was funny. Just to see Dave look at it, kind of shake his head as he said, "Okay, I'll take it."
Well, I couldn't pass it because it's a great monitor, and I run an arcade, so why not? I mean, I could use it, but I didn't want to put it in the van, and I didn't want to take it out of the van. And now it's in my storage unit.
It's not in my house.
It's not in your storage unit.
It's like, it's not in my house.
So you won. You won.
I'm like Whitney. I wear you down.
Yep. But yes, on the Vectrex, look into it. Great console. Lots of good arcade ports. It's a miniaturized vector arcade machine, and it's just solid fun. Yeah. If you can turn one up, I bet you'd really enjoy it.
And what's surprising about it is there's so much in the aftermarket for it.
Oh,
Homebrew
yes.
support, hardware support. For it was one of those niche things because it's relatively low production. It right at crash, and it just
84, I think, somewhere in that neighborhood, 83 and 84, if I'm not mistaken.
It didn't really go anywhere.
I don't think it was any later than that, was it?
I can't remember. The one that I have was actually my sister's, and it was it was already at a discounted price when we got it. It did not last long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of the niche things that there wasn't a super high production. They're out there, but the community has gone after, and there's just so much stuff out there for Vectrex. Yeah,
what's really neat about it now is you can connect a Raspberry Pi to them, and then essentially cross-load arcade ROM, like vector arcade machine ROMs onto it, and you can play the real Asteroids Deluxe, Black Widow. It's just almost, it's a little console that's just taken on this whole life of its own, and it's pretty sweet.
I mean, it's just become a vector monitor at that point.
Yes, exactly.
It's a platform for people to hack and mess with.
And to just go crazy with it.
Yeah.
So, the homebrews are interesting. What I have seen a lot of people start to do, though, is that in order to really play the entire library, homebrew and commercial, people are buying two Vectrexes so that they can keep one horizontal and keep the other one vertical.
Oh.
Because there are a lot of homebrew games that
once you set the Vectrex on its side,
and they set the Vectrex on its side, and then
they
they run it as a horizontal monitor like that. Because there's Vectrex versions of Defender and Space Invaders and other games like that need that wider format instead of, because the monitor on Vectrex is oriented vertically, and I see people that are steep into it They buy two.
So
And
now
I'm
you're
like,
now you're
wow.
trying to get me to buy a second one.
I'm not
That's
saying.
pretty much
I'm
what-
not
so
saying.
what's
He's
happening
trying to
right
I'm
do
not
a
saying
second one
anything.
and this gentleman too.
Just-
And you know what I'm going to do?
you're gonna ignore it
Because I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I'm just trying to educate. That's all.
I think you get royalties off every game sold somehow.
You know, I get, jollies. How about that? So,
I was telling Whitney earlier, one of the guys that does a lot of the Vectrex stuff. I don't know if he's an EE by trade or what. Is Jason Kopp? If you've kind of run the forums on Facebook.
Oh, we
Vectrex-
follow Jason.
And
we
the
follow
Vector forums.
we follow Jason very closely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always kicking out stuff that's a lot of it's vector related, whether it's Vectrex or Vector Games. And he just put out an FPGA based Omega Race plug-in board. So Omega Race has an L-shaped board similar to what's in a Space Invaders and a lot of the Midway games, the Midway version of Space Invaders, not the say it Witty Taito,
Yeah.
whichever Taito, whichever
Taito. Yeah.
It's
Very
Tiger.
passive
Yeah.
aggressive with
Yeah.
that Taito.
It's
Yes.
Taito. I've eventually
Come to grips
come
with
to
it.
the realization that it should just be Taito.
It's Taito.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solved
It has a
right
battery.
now.
Do it.
It's solved right now.
It's all solved.
Yeah.
It's got a battery on it. One of the boards is always destroyed, absolutely destroyed. And Omega Race is an awesome game, and I've been sitting on one. And I actually years ago, someone produced a PCB blank for that board, and it's just a matter. But it's a lot of work. It's a matter of populating it.
Yeah.
Jason Kopp turns around and says, "Here's the whole thing. Emulate it on FPGA. Plug it
Boom.
right in.
Buy
Done."
it now.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Out of curiosity, how much was it?
$250, and I was very happy to pay it.
I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I see the value in that.
Yeah, because
I do.
I'm gonna have well more than that in parts and time to either to build out that blank
Excuse me.
or in frustration to fix an original one.
Yeah.
So
So do you have it in hand yet?
not yet, no.
No.
And it may be by the time I get home.
Okay,
but no, I don't have
gotcha.
it in hand.
Gotcha. Yeah, he also did a pie position board. Have you heard anything about that?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, it's an interesting board. What you do is you take a Raspberry Pi and you load the pole position, either Namco or Atari pole position 2 ROMs onto the Raspberry Pi, and then it actually runs MAME on the Raspberry Pi, and then it has the edge connectors for the pole position harness, and you take your pole position PCB out, put the Pi position PCB in, and you run pole position or pole position 2. And you're done. Now, the only thing about it is that it has been met with a little bit of pushback because MAME's emulation of pole position is not perfect.
Yeah.
And there's some scoring problems with it and some acceleration problems with it. And I don't know how Jason plans on fixing that, but it's a way to run pole position via MAME inside a bona fide pole position cabinet with no other modifications whatsoever. So, I mean, still an interesting product, if not,
It's something that's needed.
yeah.
Because there's other people working on different projects
Yeah,
along the
because
same lines.
yeah, because I mean, we've been I think anxiously awaiting Adam's FPGA version of a
Right.
board for pole position for a long time.
Quite a
now.
while.
Yeah, quite a while.
Every once in a while, he'll get a little time, post something.
Yeah.
Everyone gets excited.
Little tease.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we'll
he's got a
tease.
life. I mean,
Yeah.
this
Oh, yeah,
is-
yeah.
I
No.
get it.
It's not
Yeah,
all
I
about
get
pole
it.
position, right?
No.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not.
Could be.
It could be, but it's not.
It's not.
Do you have a
it's not.
working pole position?
So I had one and I sold it years ago because the side art wasn't perfect, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just sell this. And
Was it an upright or a cockpit?
it was upright.
It's
and it
upright? Okay.
It worked perfectly, original boards. And now I would totally regret it because I can't find another working clean pole position. At the time, it seemed like they were everywhere, and then of course when you sell one, then there's no more to be found.
Then
So
they dry
that's
up.
where I'm at with pole position.
Yeah.
But I love pole position.
I do too. It's such a fun game.
Yeah.
I do. I love it.
And it's like and then dead stop. Pole
That's
position.
it. Pole position killed it all right there.
Well, we're all lamenting the fact.
How do you
that-
follow pole position?
I don't know.
I got to decide. I'm on the other side of that equation. It's like I got to get rid of some pole positions. So
You have some pole positions?
I have 3.
Okay.
Well, Dave,
You
Dave,
didn't
your,
put one in my van last time. So.
Dave, your problem is now solved.
I have a really nice upright that's in my game room. Have a really nice upright that it needs board work. And I've messed with it, and I just hadn't had time to devote to it. And I've even just debated sending the board off just because the cabinet is nice and just honestly avoid the frustration. But part of me is just like, I will figure this game out.
Yeah.
And then I've got a fairly decent cockpit. And that's a
Okay.
whole other story.
Yeah.
So ideally what I want to do is freshen that cockpit up and then swap it into my game room. So we'll see. I don't know. I got
3 pole positions.
I've
and I
got-
have 0.
Yeah. But together, we each have 1.5.
Do you have a travel pole position that you take around with you?
Oh, I meant to bring Whitney in on that, and darn it, I forgot.
So every conversation I've had with Brent, so he offers to help fix things at the games, at the expo, which is fantastic. But he's like, oh, I have a travel tube rejuvenator, and I have a travel whatever. So he has so many versions of tools and kits that there's all these travel versions. And so it's just become
yeah.
We've done segments on the show about that.
Yeah.
But what kicked it
about
off-
the travel toolbox and
Yes.
all that.
But what kicked it off was the rejuvenator. We were
Yeah.
talking. I said, "Yeah, I've got," and as soon as I said it, I said, "Don't judge me."
You have like
It's-
10 rejuvenators?
It's actually
or
labeled.
something?
It's actually labeled travel.
That's when you know you have a problem, I think. It's when you have a travel tube
I
rejuvenator.
like my tools.
We do like our tools. There is no doubt about
And
that.
you know, my double dragon's been running fine all weekend after you
Sweet.
rejuvenated it. So,
Well, I had to kind of talk
don't ruin
rough
it.
with it, but I got it there. We got it there.
It's looking good right now. So that's all I can say.
Exactly. So, have you picked up any arcade games? Just out of curiosity.
Besides the Neo Geo?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, nothing else. All right. So, is it a 4-slot Neo, 2-slot
That's
Neo,
3 slot.
3-slot?
Yeah, it has 3 slots in it.
It does.
I don't know if I've
I've
ever
never heard of
seen
that.
it.
Yeah, I had a 3 slotter.
Is it a dedicated game?
No, it's I don't know. I picked it up in Louisiana.
Okay.
I mean, it's not in a big red cabinet.
No,
is it?
no, no.
Okay.
Oh, so it's probably a conversion cabinet then?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So what games do you have for it right now?
Let's see. I had Metal Slug.
Oh yeah.
I'll slow.
Oh yeah, that's seminal.
Yeah, King of Monsters.
Okay. Oh yeah.
And some kind of puzzle game. I've never really
Puzzle
Puzzle
Bobble.
Bobble?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never really played it a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I
Well,
don't know.
you've got 3 good ones right
Yeah,
there.
I had to get it from Metal Slug.
You need to play
Yeah.
more. So I'm a huge Neo Geo fan. I have
A travel Neo Geo.
I have a travel Neo Geo.
So like when you're on the road, you play a little Metal
Yes.
Slug.
Travel Neo Geo.
Touche.
Probably half the library on MVS. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have a
Ooh
complete set.
man, that's
That's
significant.
yeah. I went big on the MVS years ago when I got into it. They were cheap.
Yeah.
so you could get King of Fighters '97 for $15.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now the prices have gone up now, but
Yeah.
at the time I picked up tons of MVS cards, and I do have an AES, but it's a Japanese version and a few cards. But yeah, Neo Geo is great. Fantastic games.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. And Metal Slug is just, I mean, it's hard to do any better than that. I mean, that game is just so fun. And I know it's fight and go right. I get it, but it's such.
It's like the best version of that. Though.
But it's brilliant, is what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. It's so good.
That was one of my nephew's that still is kind of one of his go-to games.
Oh yeah.
And when he was younger, he would just call it the Army game. But yeah, if I've got to have Metal Slug in my Neo Geo. I have
Yeah.
to.
And thing about it is it doesn't matter how many times I play it. I never get bored of watching it being played. I mean, I could stand there and watch somebody play it, and just the graphics, the animation, the explosions, and everything. It's just so good,
Yeah,
So
the
good.
animations they're funny. They're
Yes.
comical. They're just
They're over the
so
top.
many details there that you can just watch it over and over. again.
Over and over again, but the animation is done in such a quality way. Even though it is comical, it is funny, it is over the top.
Yeah.
It's done in such a way that it's so consistent and so smooth that it's just fun to watch. It's pleasing to the eye, is what it is. Yeah, definitely.
That's a fair. Yeah, I've never thought of it that way, but no, that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
I could set. I'm not that type of a game player, but I'll sit there and play it.
Oh, yeah.
and enjoy it. And I'll watch when they play it. It's
Yeah.
like you said. It's almost like It's entertaining.
It is.
It's like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, I know.
How's this guy going to get fried?
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
it's
that was
exactly.
great.
Yeah, I mean it's like bullet hell, and it's just fun to watch, is what it is. So yeah, it's cool. Good choice on games. Good choice on games. Now, did it come with those, or did you pick those
Yeah.
up? Oh, really? Oh, you made out pretty good then.
Yeah,
you did.
Good pickup.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup.
Yeah, so my first arcade purchase was a Neo Geo conversion in a Defender cabinet. So I bought it because I mean I
I'm
didn't.
not sure how I feel about that.
I mean,
That is a weird conversion.
If you're going to convert it, I mean, while I love Defender,
it was weird, but at the
I've
time
mixed
I
emotions.
was just so new to it. I was so excited. I was at this auction out in the country because I'm in Tennessee, and they had a bunch of crap, and I was like, oh man, I bid like $350 on it, and I think the operator was there in retrospect, and he was looking at me like,
was it the
"Oh."
only game there?
No, there was other stuff.
Oh, so
there-
it wasn't like a farm auction?
No, it was an
a state
arcade auction, but
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
a major one. It was like a weird offshoot kind of
Okay,
thing.
yeah, I've been to a few of those.
But yeah, I bought it and took it home, and I was like, oh my gosh, man, I got a Neo Geo, and it had, I don't know, King of Fighters 96 or something in it. And
how many years later did you decide to do your own expo? When it all started for this?
many years, but I converted it to a multi-Williams, so I turned it back into a Defender.
Oh, okay, got it.
The genesis stories of people in the hobby is, I know Whitney and I think we've interviewed you from this aspect, Dave. It's just, that's one of the more interesting aspects of getting to know people at the shows and our listeners. Like, what brought you to this? Well, that sounded terrible. What brought you to this point? What brought you to this point of complete and utter breakdown? Well, and that's kind of...
It's kind of how it is.
Yeah, it's kind of, could fit,
Yeah.
you know? It all started with a Defender at an auction.
Yeah, that was a Neo Geo. I mean,
I'm sorry, a Neo
it had
Geo.
cigarette burns and stuff. I mean, it wasn't good, but it worked, and so I was excited.
I mean, did you go there just to see, or did you go there with the intention of buying a game?
I mean, I
I've turned this
intended to
into-
buy something.
Turn this into an interview.
So-
You have to buy something.
In retrospect,
Yes.
I bought the wrong stuff because there was a Play Choice 10 that sold for like $400.
Oh, wow.
And there was like a Unowar.
Did it have a bunch of cards with it?
Oh yeah, it was fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
And
Oh,
then
my
there was like a
gosh.
Unowar S, which I kind of liked. It's like a Galaxian type of
I know
offshoot.
the name.
And it was like everything was like $200-$300. This was back in the day when everything.
Until you stepped up and he soaked you.
I just threw some money at it. I'm like, oh yeah, $350. You know, took it home, and I mean, I had fun with it for years until I converted it later. But
Yeah.
I bought some dedicated Neo Geos later, and then I converted it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
You said it was Unowar S.
Unowar S.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
in
name's-
a loaded Play Choice 10. Wow.
Those are the games I remember that I was like, man, I should have bought those because
an IRM game. Okay.
yeah, especially what a Play Choice is worth now.
Oh my gosh. Yes. They've gotten so valuable. It's
Yeah.
almost kind of stupid.
Because they had the light gun. It was
Every
the
panel we're on, it devolves to us discussing how crazy pricing has gotten.
Yeah.
It tells you what's on everybody's mind right
Yeah.
now.
It's the times we're in.
Well, this got real
it
negative.
truly is the times we're in. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
That's why I'm drinking this red Solo cup right here. I got two of them. Because of the pricing. I was thinking about pricing, and I'm like, damn, I got to order two.
We're already bought in at this point. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we've bought in hard.
No, I've gotten
Now we're trying to decide if we want to sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten so many great deals over the years. Like if I was getting in new, it would be a completely different situation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's no doubt. How are you finding your games? Just out of curiosity.
Right now, it's just all digital. Like I said, it's a SD card off the Dreamcast. I mean, that the prices are why I kind of went that route as well.
Yeah.
I wanted Power Stone.
Yeah, Power Stone for Dreamcast is high dollar.
Yeah, so I was just like, you know what?
I have
I'm
a
just gonna
copy.
go the SD route.
Yeah. Do you just one, or do you want to travel?
I'll have a whole
When you go-
case. I have a
when you go-
travel copy.
when you go
Travel
to play
copy.
with friends,
Yeah.
because you don't want to ruin the good copy.
Yes,
Don't
exactly.
scratch this one. This one's graded.
So I bought that for like $10, back in the day, because I bought them new when nobody was buying Dreamcasts and it was dying. So that's,
So, just out of curiosity, what is Power Stone?
I don't know what's
It's
the
a game.
current.
market price on
It's a
that now?
Capcom fighter.
Yeah, it's a Capcom fighter, but I'm not sure. It's what? It's like 250 last time.
Okay,
Oh wow,
it's pretty good.
yeah,
So Dreamcast had a great library of Capcom fighting games, more so than the other systems at the time, and they ran like perfect.
yeah,
So, looking back, those copies have gotten really high dollar, and stuff like Gunbird and some other, rare shooters and stuff that didn't get a wide release were on Dreamcast. So that's kind of driven the market way up for that.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, because I'm sure it's a system where only some games can be found.
Yeah.
I guess if it comes down to that, so it's a way to say it. Yeah, great system, great system.
I'm sure you've heard on the show. I chronicled 2 years ago a Dreamcast build out for my niece, and my sister tells me that she'll have friends over. She just recently turned 18, but they'll still get together. They all haven't started heading to college yet and all that. And she'll pull out the Dreamcast, and it's still in a prominent position down in their family room in the basement. And they'll all sit down there and put in some Capcom fighter, and they will go at it.
Yeah,
Have a ball.
yeah, oh yeah,
So puts a smile on my face.
oh yeah,
you did something good.
Just a little.
yeah.
Well, they're using it.
Oh, I thought you said I did some good. I said, well, I have to offset it.
or maybe she's just telling you that to make you feel good. I
Well,
don't know.
the great thing about all the Capcom fighters is if you get really good at them, or your niece gets really good at them, and her friends, then they can easily graduate up to Smash to Smash, and they'll be just fine.
I think that's
they'll
a
be able to hold their
downgrade.
own. Huh?
It's a downgrade in my mind.
Is it?
It's moving down to Smash.
Yeah, moving down to Smash.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Smash has got really good music, though. I will say that.
Never
Oh, I mean,
played it.
it's cutesy.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of stuff,
He's getting that Dave's edgy tonight.
send your comments to Whitney at Broken
Yes.
Token.
Yeah.
It's all good. That's funny. No, my daughter and several of her friends, they love playing Smash, and so they play it on the Switch, and they just really, really enjoy it. And Grace will tell me many times, she's like, Smash is no fun to play by yourself. It's no fun to play against the computer. It's or against the
You have
Switch.
to talk a little trash.
Huh?
You have to talk a little trash.
Maybe that's the case,
Yeah.
but she says it's totally fun with other people, and that's the only time that she plays it. So anyway, that's
So
there's
every
that.
convention I've run, I've always had multiple copies of Smash from
Yeah.
like Melee up to whatever the current one is, and they're always played.
Oh yeah,
And at my arcade, Pixel Planet, I have a copy of Smash. It's always on,
yeah,
and it's always played.
Yeah.
I mean, people just love it.
they do. They definitely love it.
So,
yeah.
and like, what system is this?
I mean, currently the current one's on Switch.
On
Okay,
Switch,
on
but
Switch,
it was
okay.
on Wii U and
Yeah.
what does it
It
go?
was on GameCube.
GameCube.
Oh, so
it
it goes
didn't
back
go any
that far.
further back than that, though.
What was on Nintendo 64?
Was it
the
on
original
64?
One, yes.
Okay, got it. I never played it there. I mean, my first exposure to Smash, admittedly, was on the Switch. So I didn't play it on any of the other prior consoles or anything. I didn't really have anybody to play it with, and so I just never really got into it.
There doesn't seem to be a following for the N64 much, but like Melee on the GameCube, there's still a following. I have a few systems set up here, and people immediately went over to it and started playing.
Did they? Okay.
And someone asked me about the unlocked characters, and I'm like, well, I don't know. There's a memory card in there.
Yeah.
I just took it out of storage, man.
What do you expect?
I'm sorry, but
Come on,
I
man.
didn't.
I don't have
unlock
that with
everything.
inventory.
Like,
My
did they
bad.
want you to unlock the characters?
They were
or-
hoping they were unlocked. I guess there's unlocked characters that you save your game,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't have a memory card in the system. So GameCube, had the cards.
Oh, yeah,
you had to
yeah,
stick
yeah.
in,
Oh,
so-
yeah, yeah.
That's funny. It's like, sorry, bro.
I don't know.
I don't know what to tell
Go
you.
talk to the lady up front. I don't know.
Talk to email Julia at.
Yes. Oh, that's something.
So Dave, you've expanded this year,
I have.
and you've got and what's the group that's in here that's doing the tournament? I can't.
So KIT, Kumite.
Okay, there we go.
If you're a fan of like blood sport, you would know where that word comes from.
I am. Okay, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Okay, Whitney.
Bloodsport the movie?
No.
No,
Jean-Claude Van
the
Damme?
Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Bloodsport the movie.
Yeah, so it's like a.
I remember seeing that movie years
You know
ago.
what I'm talking about. Yes, fighting game tournament. So they use the name. So it's Kumite in Tennessee, KIT.
Okay.
And they run their own conventions normally, but this year they're part of ours, which is great. So they're running all the esports tournaments, all the fighting games, and
that is a dedicated crowd.
Yeah.
And you know what? They look like they have a lot of fun. They really do.
yeah.
I mean, they're in there yelling and laughing and just everybody's got their own joystick and they just look like they're in it. So
We sound like the old guys who don't know what's going
yeah,
on.
exactly.
But yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Exactly.
yes, we do. Yes, we do.
As a hardware guy, I was kind of just amazed. It made sense, obviously, but the folks that are serious players that want to be serious players, they have their own control deck,
Uh-huh.
and it looks like all Sanwa
Yeah.
joysticks and buttons for, I guess, the response rate and the quick throw and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of it's off the shelf and some of it is tailored to where they want each button. And
They went in and
what
built their
works
own.
for them.
Mhm.
And they've got their control. And I guess when their time to play is to play, they get in it
they plug in and they go.
and they go.
Yeah.
So some of them, I'm sure you noticed, like they're all buttons. There's no joystick at all. They
Yeah.
have buttons
Oh,
for
yeah.
the
No,
buttons.
Noticed
yeah.
a few are D-pad and buttons or just all buttons.
That's pretty hardcore right
Yeah,
there.
that it is. Yes.
I did notice some of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Like you said, Whitney, you can tell it's a fun crew.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And then you've added a vendor area. So you got artists and you've got pop culture vendors. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean we had some better game vendors this year too, which was great. But yeah, we have Tennessee Fairy Hair, which you might need some fairy hair. It's like a glowing kind of sparkly hair that's in with your hair.
One of the vendors in here, I was speaking with her, and I noticed the kind of the strands in her hair, and she's right behind that booth. And so I had to investigate this. I was like, what? It was just kind of an interesting concept. It was kind of like, it was woven in, I guess. I don't know why I'm so invested in this.
I think it's supposed to last for a few months. Yeah.
Yeah,
A few months?
Yeah, I think it's not permanent, obviously,
Yeah.
but I think it does last a while.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's not like a dye. I don't know why I know so much about this. It's not like
You're
a
going
dye.
there tomorrow.
I may go over there tomorrow. Maybe I'll get a deal.
Yeah.
And it's like glittery, reflective strands, and I'm not doing it justice. That they'll attach at the root of some hair, so then it looks as if it's in your hair.
Yeah.
And it's a very interesting. It's a neat look. Why I know so much about this, Whitney, I have no idea. But I became intrigued, and suddenly I was invested in understanding Tennessee Fairy Hair.
I can't wear it, so
I mean, you could.
Okay.
Do you think they have any that's curly enough to fit? No, that's a whole other. Everyone now that's going to listen to the show is going to be like, I haven't seen Brent in a while. What's happened?
The last time we talked about hair, we lost a guy, so we might lose him.
Yeah.
Well, no, we just gained one, so it's all right.
The room walked out,
But yeah, there's a lot of great vendors this year, which at the old venue we didn't have space, but for like maybe 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a totally different direction. Obviously, still a lot of gaming and stuff because that's what I'm always into. But when you move up to a bigger venue, there's so much space and so many different fans that you want to try and pull in, and they all love gaming too. So it just kind of works, I think.
And I don't know if it came over the mics, but did you hear the cheering in the other room?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're still going in there.
Oh yeah. No, they're running it strong. So.
And they're running past. So our area closes at 4 tonight. They're going to like 10 tomorrow. They're still running tournaments tomorrow.
10 tomorrow night.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No,
They are serious.
they're serious.
Wow.
They got to get it in, man, the whole weekend.
Wouldn't it be nice to be young again, Whitney?
To be able to do that, yes, yeah, it would. And I guess I still could, but nah, I can't.
Yeah. So yeah, the vendor space is I've walked through it several times, and there's a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
And what stopped me is really I'm on that let's let some stuff go phase.
Sure.
But oh my gosh, it's hard because you brought in some really really cool vendors.
Well, I mean, Champ Games, just alone that booth. I've already got some copies of games set aside tomorrow for me to go buy. But I mean, he's an amazing 2600 developer. And
so how many 2600s did we set up? The three of us basically.
we set up 10. He
10.
had 14 games to show off. So he actually had more than we had systems for, because he has a few that are in development, like Kicks and Sega Turbo and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to throw some money down, because that is some amazing stuff.
And you can save yourself the shipping. From the Atari.
I guess you can say the enabler side of things, like save shipping.
And
Yes.
free pickup.
I can spend $300 and save $5, so that's amazing.
Yeah, $5 is $5.
It's $5.
I mean, the cool thing is when you look out, he's got his table set where you can speak with. Help me with this. It's too late,
John.
guys. John, thank you. John Champo. Champo.
Yeah.
So he's developed these phenomenal games. So, I mean, I look at these games for the 2600, and I'm just like, that is unbelievable. It's amazing.
That it's on that system.
Yeah.
And then in front of him is a square of tables with 10 CRT TVs and 10 2600s playing these games.
Yeah.
And it's just that alone is a sight to behold, let alone everything else that you've got in that room.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. There's a lot of cosplay groups in there, vendors of different types, a lot of pop toys.
A lot of Funko Pops.
People love Funko Pops.
Yes,
I mean,
they do.
I only own a couple of them, which are Kiss, because I love Kiss. The band, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, tons of people love Funko Pops. There's a lot of dealers for that.
The Funko Pop thing still amazes me.
It does.
Because the vendor I was talking about, with the fairy hair, to bring it back to the fairy hair, one of the things that they have there is a lot of pops. And good, if it's something that people enjoy, if it's something a vendor can sell, everybody's happy. It supports the cons, it supports your show, it supports all great. But am I just too old? I don't get. You
don't care about anything, so
I don't care. I mean, and honestly, I think the answer that I got was because there's so many of them.
It's overwhelming to me. There's just too many.
Yes, everything has a pop.
Yes,
and when you see a pop that you've never seen, you're like, I didn't even think that was, but it's cool.
Yeah,
and where I think that they're making it happen is because there's so many. There's at least one or two most everybody will want. Uh-huh. And they might want another one in 6 months.
Yeah.
But if you look at all the people and all the cons and all the places pops are sold, that's how it's working.
Yeah. I do wonder about the economics of them, though, because it seems like every vendor that sets up for selling Funko Pops, there's only really one way to set up to sell them, and that's to build a wall of Funko. And I just never really see anybody buying them, I guess is the thing about it. I know they're popular. I know people do buy them, but I never see anybody actually buying them. I never see anybody actually in the act of buying them.
So there's whole Funko Pop groups on Facebook.
None of this surprises me.
And that doesn't surprise me at all.
Those guys for sure buy them. They go to, but some of that's probably some of the chase.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they go to Walmart, they go to
GameStop,
Hot Topic, whatever.
Hot
and they're
Topic.
Like, they've got the whatever variant, the green variant of whoever.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at the cons, I mean, the dealers seem to do fairly well. So I mean, someone's buying them.
So somebody's buying them. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like I just never see a single Funko Pop out of place. It's like the wall of
the
Funko.
wall is always
it's
the
like
place.
the
So
wall
you
is
gotta
always
front the
perfect.
product. You
Huh?
gotta front the
Yeah, you
product.
move it
Did you ever
forward.
work in retail? It's called
Oh,
fronting.
yes.
You
So
gotta
you,
front the
you
product.
take one out of the bottom. You don't take the one off the wall.
Yeah.
It's got to be what's
Well, I gotta-
going on. But
this
they
leads-
always look
This
perfect.
leads me to a burning question, which is to ask this gentleman if he has a Funko Pop on his Neo Geo.
Sorry, what was
Do you
going
have, see, I don't. He's totally tuned me out. I don't blame him.
He's not even listening to us.
Do you have a Funko Pop on your Neo Geo?
No.
No. Well,
Okay, good for
Good
you.
for you.
Yeah, good for you.
So if they made Funko Pops of Neo Geo games, I would buy them. I would buy them.
they're. I've got.
If they made Funko Pops of Activision characters,
You would buy them?
I would buy them.
Yes,
Yes.
I think it was Funko. They did a small. It wasn't a pop like a bobblehead type thing. They did Pac-Man and the Ghosts and Frogger and Dig Dug, and it was in the little mystery boxes. And I've got several of those. It was like
yeah.
tchotchkes and.
Do you have a travel version?
I do not because I didn't, which is a valid question. And of all places, they're in the bathroom down in my.
That's
game
where you
room.
would put them.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
Fair enough.
Well, it's all decked out too. Why not?
Yeah.
You know.
It's a good place for it. So Funko Pops. My goodness, I never ever.
Really digressed down the Funko Pops.
I can't believe we actually went there.
So, Dave, overall though, man, it's as usual. It's been a phenomenal show.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I've had
Love
a
the venue.
wonderful
Absolutely
time.
love the venue.
Yeah, so we'll be here for the next few years.
Good.
So we've booked
So
it.
you've sold your soul.
I have.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair enough.
My house. They're taking my house next week.
Are they? Okay, that's okay. All right. You can't move in with me.
That's okay. I'll be living in the storage unit with all the games.
I'll be living at the arcade.
At the arcade, yes. I have an office in there, so we're all good. The kids are fine. They're cool with it.
They're flexible and pliable.
When you're
So-
young, you're flexible. You don't
Yes.
really understand.
Yeah. It's fine.
Flexible as in like they can sleep on in a pinball machine.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Fair
Yes.
enough.
Yeah.
So, or just you sound like you're sort of kind of announcing. You're obviously going to you're going to have another show.
Oh
at
yeah,
least.
yeah. We're having. So I booked through 25.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh
I have.
wow.
Now
Are you
they're
going to do Halloween weekend again?
they're in the same vicinity.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Fair enough.
They fluctuate a little bit, but it's
Well, what's to say Halloween will be on a weekend?
I mean,
Actually,
Halloween moves, so
Yeah.
it doesn't always work out.
That doesn't always follow. Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might move it slightly if other shows are on the same weekend. So we'll see. This year there was like a everybody's on Halloween kind of scenario,
Yep.
which didn't really help. But we'll see what next year holds.
It was like the log jam broke,
It did
Yeah.
and it was Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
because you don't want to get into November and you don't want to get into December. So if you're going to push back things, you're going to push it back to the end of October.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But I actually picked this a couple years ago, so that's what we planned.
Yeah, I do. I love the venue. I love the layout. It's got a good vibe to it. I think I was telling you that earlier. I mean, it's nice. I mean, you can the entirety of the expo is in a small enough area that you can easily get to all of it, every single bit of it. There's no getting lost or anything. Everything's located very close to everything
Small
else.
isn't necessarily the right word.
Yeah,
maybe,
no,
but it's located. It's all co-located.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
traveling across to a wing way over here.
Yeah.
A conference room way on the other side.
Yeah, or rooms upstairs,
Yeah.
3 levels or
The way
something
it's
like
laid out
that.
it's easy access for
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yep.
You've got food vendors out here. Good food.
Yeah, well, you know my wife Julia. She's all about food, so we didn't want just any food here. So we tried to pick really cool food trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
And stuff like kettle corn and Nash kebabs was here today, which was really good. So yeah, I mean that adds to the experience. You don't want your guests to come in and get like some bad slice of pizza and they're like, oh man, this place sucks.
Yeah. Or you're in a hotel and you're kind of limited to either traveling some distance or whatever the hotel has to offer, which is usually
Not much.
or a rather expensive formal thing. And hey, look, I need to figure out lunch for 3 days or 2
Yeah,
days.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, so I was very happy to be outside of hotels. That's a learning experience, over many years in different hotels that a dedicated venue like this, it has so many advantages over a hotel. So
Yeah.
that's why we plan to be here for a few
But
years.
for people listening, the hotel we're at, it's 7 minutes away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's close.
All the there's many hotels in that space. So yeah, it's not like you're.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be cool if you could go upstairs and take a nap during the show, but I mean, I couldn't do that anyways. So
Yeah.
No, so
maybe
we
you
can't.
could. Well, no, I put you to work anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know?
It's not. It's not at all.
Yeah. No,
It works out really well.
I definitely like just the overall layout, just the vibe of the place. Again, just to use that word, it's good because everything is together. The arcade games, the pinball machines, the tournaments, they're all together, and the energy it just kind of feeds off of each other. And it's not like it's not like anybody is sequestered off to the side or anything like that. It's nice because everything's connected.
Speaking of, and I'll bring it up again. It's really cool having that I can't pronounce it. Say it again. The tournament,
Kumite.
the Kumite tournament. We've been at shows. I'm sure you have, Dave, where you'll have a tournament such as that, a more modern gaming. It'll be down a hall. It'll be off in a wing somewhere.
Yeah,
we're all together in this space.
Yeah,
you got pinballs on a wall. You've got long tables that's got
all the
the
consoles.
layout of all these consoles, all the amazing stuff Dave's talked about, and even more. You've got rows of arcade games. You've got drivers on the back wall. And then to the right side, you've got the Kumite folks that are doing their thing.
You did pretty good.
And it's an amazing, I guess when you get down to the finals, they've got all of their gear out.
Yeah.
And when the folks break down to, I guess, the finals, they've got 3 projected screens where everybody.
Yeah, the finals are, it's 2 people going at it. It's on a big screen. There's a crowd there. And, I'm not a big fan of watching a lot of stuff online, but seeing 2 people play a fighting game, you can kind of relate like, okay, it's this guy versus this guy, and you can get into it.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it is.
So it's totally different.
How has the cosplay been received here?
Oh, I forgot about
this,
that.
this year because I've heard. I guess they were doing some judging tonight because they were getting fairly loud.
I'm dressed
tonight.
as Sammy Hagar tonight.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, they were getting pretty loud tonight. As they were doing the judging and everything like that. Which I thought was cool. It added to the overall ambience and just the overall feel of the show.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've seen at a lot of other shows. I go to anime shows and take games. I work with other conventions to rent them games. And, we had fantastic costumes tonight. The winner had a Halo costume, which he crafted all himself.
You're talking about the guy that was in the red Halo costume.
The one, he was the grand prize winner.
Yeah.
So he
was good. He was
crafted it himself as his first thing, and he's going to do a whole YouTube series on. He's going to recreate the costume and then film it how he created it. But man, it's fantastic. So I mean, it adds a lot to the show just to have people here that are that dedicated, and you see them walking around and you take pictures with them, and they're excited to share what they've created. So it's something we definitely want to continue to grow.
Yeah, just to foster. To foster.
Sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, sir, this has been, we're not winding the show down yet. We've still got a whole other day. But hopefully I speak for Whitney. And if I don't, too bad, because I'm going to say it. We really appreciate you inviting us.
Most certainly.
I know.
Always.
I know you mentioned earlier you put me to work, and I'm happy to do it for you. And I know Whitney is as well to support what you do. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't have it any other way.
No, we look forward to it, and wouldn't have it any other way.
So you've said before that there's an expiration date.
Yeah.
So that's off the table now. It sounds like.
Well, there's other ways to help than pushing games around.
So this year, the load-in, I did a lot of it before you got here. So
because you had access to the video.
You were kind of off the hook.
But I committed.
But there's a loadout.
There's a loadout, and I committed to help you with that. And that's still on the table.
Yeah, I got
negotiable. I will definitely. Yeah.
It takes tons of work. I mean, obviously, I moved 50 to 60 arcade pinball machines in here, and over 100 consoles, 2 TVs. I built custom cards for them years ago, and I trucked those around. I mean, it was probably 5 or 6 trucks in a 26-foot box truck, but But that's what it takes to get all the gear in here, and then people have a great time. So you just move your setup out further and further so that you have enough time to do it, and hopefully it all works out.
So, and I guess the lesson here for listeners of the show and for people in the audience is, if you're gonna go to the cons, enjoy it, but if you're able to contribute. Even if you just volunteer to watch a door for a couple hours. There's a lot of cons that the show is just because of the nature of the venue, it's broken up, and you may need someone to watch 3 or 4 doors every hour of the show. So things like that add up, and it means a lot to somebody. If you just offer to put a backside in the seat and kind of keep an eye on just what goes on in the room, that's a big help. And the showrunners, they really, really appreciate it. And they always, every showrunner I've ever worked with, they take care of those that volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a must. I mean, it doesn't run without people helping. And we give people free passes to enjoy the show the rest of the weekend. We don't ask you to work all weekend except for Brent. And free T-shirt, the staff T-shirt.
I have to bring all my travel tools.
Travel tools and rejuvenators and all that stuff.
You started this, and I'm not letting it go. This is his thing.
It's going to go on for a long time.
I'm all right with it.
It'll become its own dank meme before too long. We'll find a way to memify it, no doubt.
So we're probably gonna have to shut this thing down.
Yeah,
here
we
really soon.
Oh wow!
Do we have any questions from the audience?
We are right at an hour. How about it?
From the audience.
No, you in the back.
No, you in the back.
You calm down.
Yeah. I know this is being recorded in video, and for everyone that you can't see that's offering.
We appreciate it, Dave. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you guys coming every year.
No worries.
And this is always a great time having this late night podcast. So I appreciate you hanging out and doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Just chit-chatting and, having fun.
Exactly. Thanks for spending the time with us as well. We appreciate it.
They're always awesome.
Hey, well, thank you.
sir.
Thank you. All right.
Good night.
So we've got the Music City Multicon 2021 late night podcasting session. We're out.
No,
Podcasting Unmasked.
Unmasked. Yes, thank you. We're out.